Welcome to Marketing in Your Car, the podcast for funnel hackers everywhere. You are now part of a small group of underground entrepreneurs who are trying to change the world through the products and the services that we believe in. But because we don't rely on venture capitalists, we don't have financial safety nets. So we have to do things differently. We have to do things smarter. We do that through an art and a science that we call funnel hacking. Now, this podcast will give you a glimpse at the daily life of a funnel hacker. So let's get started. Hey everyone, this is Russell and I welcome you guys to Marketing in Your Car. It's a cold, snowy day here. Ooh. Two of my kids have got fevers at home, sick. Man, you gotta love the wintertime. But we had a fun birthday party for the Twinners on Saturday and church was a good Sunday, so I'm excited for the week. This week, we are focusing on planning and internal system structures. We've got James Frill, a.k.a. The Man, who is flying to Boise. Or I guess he's probably already flown to Boise. I meet with him in like 12 minutes. So he's coming in. Michelle McPherson on my team's coming in. And all the marketing side, we were focusing the next week on getting our systems built out so that we can be more consistent, so that next year we'll just focus on selling stuff all day, every single day, and it's going to be awesome. So that's what's happening today in our world. And it's funny because a couple marketing cars ago, I talked to you guys about how I was doing a big webinar, and I've gotten so many people hit me up on Facebook and Voxer and all the channels that people can grab my attention on, asking me for a results show. Russ, we want a results show. We want to find out what actually happened on the webinar. So I gotta be honest, like I get nervous sharing the results with people. Like, I don't know. I think part of it's because like back in the day when we used to, sell to more like the business opportunity market, people would only buy if you talked about the numbers. And now it's like we don't talk about numbers, we just talk about the results and the results of our customers. You know what I mean? Like let's talk about what happened to these people and these people. And like that's what we focus on more. So I don't ever really share our own stats that much because it's just like weird. So I won't share them exactly, but I do want to just kind of I'll share a little bit, just enough to get you guys excited. So that's the goal. If I can inspire action, that's the only thing that matters, because it does not matter what we made to anybody except for me, I guess, and probably some guys on my team. But for the most part, it doesn't matter. What should matter is that hopefully it incites you to take action on what you're doing. So, I'll tell you the moral before I tell you the punchline. So the moral of the story is that you should be promoting your internal thing to your internal list often. Back 6 years ago, we had our first auto webinar ever. We made it a point once a quarter we promote our auto webinar to our list, and we make the same amount of money every single time. And it's like, it doesn't make sense though, because people all heard it. You've heard you talk about it. Like, they should have already bought it. If you haven't bought, like, why are you not buying this? Like, what's going on, right? But for some reason it worked, and we did that for 2 years. Every quarter we'd redo our same webinar to our same list, and we'd make the same amount of money. And so it's interesting. And so I think I told you guys we're planning on kind of retiring this webinar, and we're changing the offer and increasing the price and all sorts of stuff. So we thought, let's just do one more big webinar to our own lists, which is crazy because, like, again, if you follow me, like, I've kind of been talking about the same thing for like 2.5 years, right? We're talking about ClickFunnels and funnel hacking and funnels and anyway. And so I just always assume that everybody on earth who's ever heard my voice has already bought ClickFunnels. Apparently I'm wrong. In fact, some of you guys right now are listening to this and you're not a ClickFunnels member. Like, are you serious? Like, do you hate money that bad? Do you not trust me? I don't even know what to do anymore. If you're not a ClickFunnels member, like, I don't know how you can. I don't know. Like, honestly, if I didn't have ClickFunnels, I have no idea. I can't even recall how we had success in the past. Like, I don't even know how it's possible. But it's so easy with ClickFunnels. So there you go. There's my shameless plug. But again, I assumed everyone has purchased it, right? Like, anyway. And so we did the webinar, we promoted it. We ended up getting, it was not quite, but I think it was almost 6,000 people from our list registered for webinar, which is crazy. I think it was like 5,800 or something, if I remember the numbers right. And then we had affiliates promote another one that was happening the next day, which is basically a replay of the one we just did. And we got some affiliates pushing it. It didn't go huge. We got about 1,000 registrants from the affiliates. It was probably upwards of 7,000 people total are registered for this webinar, which is nuts, right? Actually, it was interesting. It's probably closer to 7,500. Okay, that's interesting. So, all right. So I'll just share the number that'll help you get to the number. So basically, we averaged about $100 for every single person who registered for the webinar. Is about what it ended up being from this campaign, from 5-day webinar sequence. So yeah, about little over $750,000 what we pull out of our own list in December, promoting the same offer we promoted every single day for 2.5 years, just because we made an event out of it and got people excited again and kind of redid it. And what's interesting is Dave Woodward on our team went and pulled all the stats numbers, and it was crazy. Is like a lot of people who were signing up, they're people who a lot of people who never had a ClickFunnels account, which is interesting to me. People who had a ClickFunnels account but had canceled. People who had a ClickFunnels account but it was paused. And then there's people also who were ClickFunnels members. But the majority of the people who bought were like people who had like exited, who had left. Isn't that crazy? So somewhere they came in, they had used it, they drank the Kool-Aid, and they decided they didn't like the Kool-Aid, and they left or whatever. And then this campaign got them re-fired up and re-excited and re-bought into the vision of ClickFunnels and funnel hacking and all that kind of thing. And so our one big fear is like, is it going to cannibalize our MRR? So for software, the metric that drives all the focus is MRR, which stands for monthly recurring revenue. And so every month we're watching that number, watching it increase and grow, and we're trying to keep a very steady like path or percentage or whatever that is. Like, we try to keep a consistency. So our big fear is like, man, if everyone who's a ClickFunnels member takes this, because you get, when you buy this offer, you get ClickFunnels Backpack and ActionX for free for 6 months, right? That could kill our MRR if like everybody buys it. But what was cool is it didn't. It actually spiked our MRR because more people started coming in. Plus, like yesterday, for example, was Sunday, and so we had queued up 2 emails to go out Sunday. And we sold a lot of Funnel Hacks packages, but we also had over 1,000 people who created ClickFunnels accounts yesterday. So not only did it, get people to buy up front, people who didn't buy up front, it got them sold on ClickFunnels. They went and they created accounts anyway. Isn't that crazy? So it's like there's all this lift that happens from a live event, from a promotion like that to your own existing customers. So anyway, I thought it was really interesting. So my moral of the story for all you all who are listening, those of you guys who've been doing what we talked about since last year, where you're doing a webinar every single week, go back to your list of these webinar people and do a webinar to all of them. And you're like, but Russell, they already heard about the webinar, they already saw it. It doesn't matter. Now they're ready. Now they're prepared to take this journey with you, where they might not have been before. It's interesting. One thing kind of puts this in perspective for me. I have a friend in the dating market. His name's John Olenis. And he spoke at, he's the one that actually taught me the whole attractive character stuff. He's awesome. And he spoke at Dagan Smith and I, we had an event a little while ago called The Invisible Funnel. And at that event, he spoke probably 3 or 4 hours about the attractive character. And he was showing us his email marketing strategy. And so when I first met him, he was emailing his list twice a day. And he was like trying to convince me to do that. I've never gotten to that point yet. Like I still get paranoid, but I got to the point where I started mailing at least once a day, most days. And then, so that's kind of where it started with. But then he, at that event, he showed how he emails his list 9 times a day now through different personalities and personas and stuff like that. And I was like, 9 times a day? Like, that's, it's crazy. I'm like, why would you do that? He said, Russell, you got to understand. He's like, my men, he's like, they join my list for entertainment purposes only. Right? Most of them got girlfriends and they join. They're just interested. They want to learn stuff. We have a good time hanging out. And he's like, it's not until somebody breaks their heart they need my thing. Like when their girlfriend breaks up with them, that's when what I sell actually matters. And he's like, I got to make sure that second that happens, that I'm in the top of their inbox. If it happens at noon and someone else at the top of the inbox, he's buying that guy's stuff. So I got to keep emailing consistently. So whenever the breakup happens, whenever the heartbreak, whenever the that pain in life happens, that's when he wanted to be top of mind. And so again, I'm not that aggressive, but you think about it, like people buy your product because they're in pain at that time, or there's a need for them at that time that might not have been there the first time that they registered. Maybe they came through and they're like, oh, that sounds kind of cool, but they didn't take action for some reason. The second time around is when they're like, wow, this must become a must. And so you never know when you're going to hit them. And so it's just being consistent in your messaging, and you'll find people when they're ready. So there you go, guys. I'm at the office. I'm going to hang out with James Friel, get some Trello on. James Friel, a.k.a. Mr. Trello. I hope that's the name he's still going with, because he was going to get an image done and everything. I'm really excited. Anyway, all right, guys, appreciate you all. Have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed the behind-the-scenes look at our funnel hacking projects. You can also watch the Funnel Hacker online reality show and watch us build and launch funnels live at www.funnelhacker.tv. If you'd like to come hang out with your fellow funnel hackers, come join our Facebook group at www.projectclickfunnels.com. Oh yeah, and don't forget, you can get a free MP3 player with the first 257 episodes preloaded at marketinginyourcar.com. Join us next time, and remember, you're just one funnel away from your dreams.